Aloha, Big Island. This is Wago, January 24th, 2020, bringing you your update. If you haven't been to this channel before, the whole purpose of this is to update Big Island voters about Andrew Yang and his policies. We'd like to get you registered to vote. You could go to vote411.org, and even if you think you're registered to vote, make sure you vote, because sometimes you think you are and you're not. They'll give you information like this. It'll tell you if you're registered. Information like this, which will tell you where you need to go to the day of the primaries, which are April 4th. When I confirmed my registration, it said August 8th. So make sure you know that your primaries are April 4th. But if you're tuning into this channel, you know that, because we talk about it an awful lot. Our purpose of this channel is to get people influenced with Andrew Yang and his policies, and also get them to register to vote. You can check out the main island website at yanggangbigisland.com, and if you donate through that site, we get a little credit for that as the Big Island change. Either way, donating here, yang2020.com, or here. We also have a Patreon link here. If you'd like to donate $1, $5, $10, that'd be great. We buy swag and we give it away at events. It also keeps us stocked with flyers, and thanks to the Parker Brothers, we have enough business cards to last for a while. But each time we do an event in canvassing, we hand those out. And it's also nice to buy new posters for our Yang hangs, like the one that's coming up January 26th, Sunday, 3 to 5, Hilo, Hawaii, at the Hilo Park Pavilion, right behind the bus terminal next to the banyan tree. Alrighty, Yang Daily 10, way you can spend 10 minutes to get involved with the campaign. It helps you understand policies. Yesterday's, I believe, was go skydiving. No, that was the day before. Anywho, they put some funny stuff on there. Today, yesterday's was take a picture of your pet, put it on social media, and then yang them. Long story short, they just want you to phone bank. We want you to phone bank. Phone bank, phone bank, phone bank, phone bank, phone bank, phone bank, phone bank. I didn't think I had the capability to do it because I have the iPad, but I just remembered that I've got an old MacBook, so I'm going to try to be doing that. I'm a little scared, but I think our video is going to show how you just put all the pieces together and you put yourself out there, you get it done. If you go on Slack, where most of the Yang Gang is coordinating our efforts, if you're in Hawaii, we have our own special channel, but if you're doing the Yang Gang, check out Slack and join at yang2020.com/volunteer. All right, on the Yang Daily 10 today, they are asking to, if there's somebody you know or you like, ask them out, yang them, talk about Yang all night. It's going to be a great conversation starter. You can talk for hours, plus it'll be a date. That's what they're putting on the website. It's not my suggestion. I think it's fun. Maybe I'll yang my wife a little bit later. That sounded wrong. Anywho, ask somebody out. And as always, phone bank. It's crucial right now. Down below, if you have a Facebook page or any other page which takes links and you can put items or stuff on your webpage, we have an Andrew Yang countdown to the inauguration. There's 362 days till Andrew is inaugurated as president of these United States. Check that out below. It's got a bunch of Andrew Yang pictures behind it. Look quite nice. All right, do you want to become a precinct captain in Iowa? If so, there is a link down below. We're needing people to represent. Alrighty, moving on to the videos. Videos today. The Hill, Bloomberg and the potential of beating Trump. What they went into is they have a video of him staying, I guess it's on the record, even if he's not the Democratic choice, he will fund and financially back whomever the DNC chooses, meaning unlimited supplies to take out the opposition of the Republican vote. Doesn't mean we don't like Republicans here in the Yang Gang. It just means being able to voice our opinion without a biased media and an agenda of the DNC backed by money. Because Bloomberg's ready to drop probably $1 billion to take out that, because he stands to lose money in a Trump administration. Simple as it is. And when he puts money in the hands of Democrats, he's hoping to gain potential wealth. That's all it comes down to, folks. Dollar signs. Anywho, moving on. Paget Kagi. Fundraising goals, Iowa phone banking, and Marie Ann Williamson. She goes into a little explanation and a lot of that on her page. She's got the comments of all the key points in the time. Basically, I would say turn to Paget's phone banking videos, because the things in the operations she says are very, very key in any sales or any phone operation. But the idea is the campaign and his policies don't need to be sold. All you need to do is talk to people, and she represents a very humanistic side to this. A lot of the times when I'm watching these videos, I see even our callers ending the sentences with downward inflections. Nobody wants to be, hey, would you like to spend 60 seconds talking about Andrew Yang, a political candidate in Iowa? Nobody cares. You have to jump it up and throw it with some inflection at the end. Not to call anybody out on what they're doing, because we are going to be trying it here at Yang Gang, Big Island, Hawaii for the first time and seeing how that goes. Going to be recording and putting it online here. All right. She also talks about non-qualifier polls, which basically I think another Emerson came out at 8%, which is wonderful. But another non-qualifier is no, the Emerson is the one she was talking about is a non-qualifier at 5%, but it could possibly double what she's saying. Check out the end of her video for that. Moving on, Zap Mac Show. I've got 3 different Andrew speeches here. In the first speech, basically he gets asked the Q&A. So it starts at 21:40. He gets asked about paid presidential crime, basically. Taking money while you're in office to be able to do something once you're out of office. Voting and doing better starts first, and he says it starts with the president, which I agree. You got to show by example. Talks about the drug lobby, and he talks about the Yang Gang still growing. Thanks, Jim, for the first question there. 2420, the internet, broadband, and tech, and bad health effects. We don't know much about 5G. What happens if there's something wrong with it? Talks about there. 27, climate crisis, nuclear thorium reactors. If you don't know what that is, stop what you're doing and Google it. We could have all the power we possibly need between solar, hydroelectricity, and these thorium nuclear reactors, which don't have any offset like the current nuclear reactions do. They put off uranium, plutonium. It's nasty. That's what bombs are made of. We have a way now with the future here to do something which is way safer and way more effective. At 30, John Leguizamo has endorsed Andrew Yang. He kind of hints to the crowd. It's totally out there. Kai and a couple of the other boys got together, I believe Emilio and Luis, and they talked about that and as being Hispanic, how important that is. And honestly, big shout out to John. I love you in all your movies and everything. What was some of our favorites? Spawn, The Pest, anything you did on your sketch comedy. Awesome, man. All right. At 31, stay-at-home moms and what their potential worth is. Andrew calls it 0, and in a Yang administration, it would be more than 0. They'd be worth every penny of that UBI. At 35, investing in the future and how that looks. 38, voting day, make it a national holiday. Have people have the time off and take 1% of their total taxes, which they're going to pay anyways. Go to any foundation they want, meaning if you support something, fill in the blank, you could have money go there. Ta-da! At 38, that's what they talk about, ranked choice voting as well, how it should be standard. At 42, the change in the culture, how it represents the values and the needs of today's society in the 21st century. Moving on, Clinton, Iowa. Q&A starts at 45:30. Automation. 49, immigrants. 51, America should help the kids in cages. 53:20, wrapping your head around the freedom dividend. At 57:40, the LGBTQ and the voting and the UBI and how that helps communities regardless of your sexual status or gender association. At 1 hour, tech companies working with the policies and moving forward to get these countries to stay inside of our economy and not move out. Otherwise, tariffs and taxes will be implemented upon them. American job owners and American employees need to understand when you move anything out of the United States, we are losing jobs here on American soil. Regardless of what you hear, it is not cheaper in the long run. By offering the UBI, done with studies, Roosevelt report, stuff like that, they could roughly say that the amount of the UBI could be covered from the pull-in just by revenue created by new jobs and basically everyone wanting to be an entrepreneur and being able to do that without having to work for some already predisposed structure of master slave or, working at McDonald's or the same company you are till you die. Check that out. Very interesting there. Moving on, Burlington, Iowa. Q&A starts at 36:50. Why are the schools so expensive and how come there's no jobs afterwards? What happens? Andrew goes into how they're hiring more teachers and the actual degrees aren't getting you any further. Now with the 21st century job losses that are going to be created as a tail end in just the beginning of automation and AI taking over things. Breaking up the colleges, giving them more in return and how it does nothing for today's economy. At 39:50, light at the end of the tunnel is talking about people who do have student loans. Instead of agreeing to wipe them financially, just like many other candidates are doing, there's an idea where if you have a set of whatever your loans are, fill them up. 10% of those you pay for 10 years. Once you're done paying it for 10 years, it's done. It's considered a good faith. Okay, moving on. At 39.50, that's the end of the light of the tunnel. 41, healthcare, housing, and education. 3 things in our economy which do not get better, which substantially always go up. How the UBI would affect that, and how having a little bit of stability in an economy would change the way that we view what we do every day. 43.30, after the yang shocks the world. Let's see what happens. I mean, not just because I'm biased, but Yang Gang, when you agree, when this wave starts coming, that they're going to fall like dominoes. Every majority in each one of these states has a group that are undecided. That amount of undecided will essentially snowball. He's calling it South Carolina, New Hampshire, Nevada. Just watch them all come together with the Yang Gang. At 44, internet odds. It's something to be said about people who vote online. I'm not a voter myself, but people who do vote are putting big bet on Andrew Yang. Why? You can recognize a sure thing. If you're a gambler, you just see it. At 45.15, the dividend and Republicans. Watch it. It's interesting. In 96, the DNC's failure to do anything substantial for Andrew Yang and or any of the other Democrats. All they're doing really is infusing a base which is pretty much done with them after the 2016 elections. However, that might be my own opinion. Moving on, Detective Lewis. He met Yang. There's a picture in here. Props. That's why I'm putting you in today's. I've been following you since you started doing your videos. Really enjoy them. The rest of the video is okay. At 1:45, he gives a shout out to everybody doing phone banking. He talks about how important it is. And at 5:20, he talks about Williamson. As far as the new ad he goes into, watch it here. It's a little bit slowed down, I think. Kai and he and Emilio talk about it in another video, which is in the description as well later. But watch the video, see what you think. It's got Tesla driving cars in there. So cool. All right, Andrew Yang for president. Wow. That's the commercial. I put it right below if you want to watch it in its entirety without any clips and or reactions. Shaving with Tully breaks it down with a 70-year-old Yang Gang. His name's Dennis. I think he goes by Cabby Dennis or Dennis the Cab. Long story short, cab for a while. Uber put him out of business. He did a little rant in the video about that. However, he just breaks it down on boomers should be ready. Andrew Yang's the best possible choice. And honestly, times are changing. Here it is. Kai walks in. He sits down with Emilio and Lewis, and they chit-chat about the Tesla Yang video. Really kind of cool. And also break it down what it's like to be Hispanic and have John Leguizamo support. Patrick Hagan here. Watch her for more phone banking tips. That's all I got to say, folks. It's pretty cool. Down in the description there. We are going on to Twitter. Twitter for the day, as you can imagine, is bouncing around the idea of Williamson backing Yang for the Iowa primaries and the caucuses. I think it's really cool. The Des Moines Register says it's not just a pop-up show. The Iowa State says that Dave Chappelle and his following there is being seen and heard, and it will be covered on massive media stations there, thusly proving that anybody who's anybody can come from being a nobody and completely have the American support. You don't have to be a billionaire or a trillionaire to enter a race full of criminals. You could actually have the people's support. Democracy is still alive, Yang Gang. A couple different things in here that Andrew had retweeted. Just something simple. He said, every day is a good day to campaign. I think that's a very fun and interesting sentence considering he's like brand new to it months ago. I'm loving it. Loving the pictures that are coming out. Happy Chinese New Year. It's going to be a big year. They're planning on having an event. And I do believe, if I'm right, Andrew's still in Burlington right now. I would always say go into your browser on YouTube, type Andrew Yang and live, and check out what Matt and Zach show, Kai, Mindful Skeptics, just anybody who's around and present there for the Andrew Yang awesomeness. All right, moving on to Reddit. Reddit, of course, is talking about calling for the Yang. Right now is the time to stop what you're doing at Phone Bank. All the videos have even inspired me to get on the phone. I found an old computer. As I said, I'm going to get on there and try it. I'm going to show you how easy it is or how hard it is. Either way, proof's in the pudding. Got to get out there. Got to start phone banking because that's how we reach voters. Right now, he has the most balanced race out of any candidate. Out of all the numbers, out of all the statistics, it's the most balanced, meaning around in the 18 to 24 spot, Latinos, blacks, whites, undecided, Asian, and then the mixed vote. So long story short, it's not overwhelmingly huge. It's not overwhelmingly low. It's exactly where the campaign wants it to be at this moment. Basically, after the Tesla ad, the phone banking goes out, everything is coming back as we're ranking about 8% nationally for the polls, which is amazing. The phone banking yesterday had an all-time high, making over 76,000 calls on Wednesday, and then over 108,000 calls yesterday. So today we're shooting for 150, hence everybody's getting the phone banking bug. I honestly just really want to talk to one. I know that we're going to be calling a bunch, but if you get that one person and you talk to them about a policy which is substantially different from any other platform, any other candidate, Republican or Democrat, has, then I can essentially say, in my experience, that somebody is more likely to listen when you're enthused, energetic, and you listen to what they have to say and answer it with just not even a stump answer, but just an authentic Andrew answer. We've watched enough videos, Yang Gang, that we pretty much could give the stump speech. Am I right? Honestly, these new videos are coming out. I would direct people right to that rather than Joe Rogan. I would be directing them to the last couple Iowas, to the last couple heartfelt ones. Even if there's 40, 50 people inside of the 40, 50 people inside of it, I would say, you don't have to have a full 200 people crowd with everybody clapping. The Black and Brown show was a great example of that. Lot of good action came out of that. Anywho, Iowa's local newses are covering Andrew right now. They're getting great coverage. They're seeing him dancing. They're seeing him sing. They're seeing him play the piano. They're also pointing out that he is nationally ranking 4th. So here it is, national 4th. This is just the beginning of the wave swell. February is going to be when it's going to come up, and it's just going to crash down, and we're going to watch it happen, Yang Gang. So I do believe that concurs everything we've got for the day here. Make sure that go on, volunteer, yang2020.com. You can go to events to check out if they're near you, and you can also find out how you can volunteer. On the website, you can see awesome policies. I would say tune into any channel always, every day, and tune in to see what's happening in the Yang campaign. We try and keep these videos to 10 to 20 minutes. Right now we're going to be looking for new segments, and we will look forward to seeing all Yang Gang Big Island January 26th on the Big Island at Hilo Pavilion, Sunday 3 to 5. Also, if you're on Oahu, we've got plenty of events. Go to Yang 2020 and check out Mobilize. You could also check out the main website to be informed. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Also, you can contact us at yanggangbigisland@gmail.com. And as always, aloha, Big Island.